Take it. Take it. I think it's a catfish. Ah! Missed. And I lost my hook. Well, this is video 3 of our How to Fish series. And apparently today we're talking about knots. Now, if you're gonna fish, you gotta know some strong knots. And I'm gonna teach you 2 knots. The improved clinch knot and the double overhand loop knot. We'll start with the improved clinch knot. Now you take your hook and you put the line through the eye. Then you want to wrap it around the line about 5 times. Now then, that tag end, the one that's left over, has to come back through that loop that's between the eye of the hook and the first wrap you made. Now that's your clinch knot. Now the improvement is the fact that it goes back through the other hole that you just made. Now then, all you have to do is tighten that up, wet it first. Every time you tie a knot, you need to wet it before you tighten it. You do this because when you tighten these knots, it causes friction. Friction causes heat, and heat damages line. In the end, you've got a knot that looks something like that. Good. Now the second knot I'd like to tell you about is the double overhand loop knot. Now a lot of the hooks that you get will have a little piece of leader attached to them. So you have a hook with a piece of leader with a loop. It's real common. It's called a snelled hook. It has a snell knot that attaches one end of the line to the hook. Now the best way to attach these is with a double overhand loop knot. Now a lot of people like these for a number of reasons. Probably the most important reason is this is the easiest knot you can tie in fishing. It's also perhaps a little safer because your hand's not as close to the hook and you're less likely to poke yourself when you're tying the knot. So I'll show you how it's done. Now if you know how to tie an overhand knot, which all of you do, you pretty much already know how to do this. So here's an overhand knot. It just goes over and through. So most people know how to tie that. A double overhand loop knot is very similar to that. First you take and you double your line over. And you take this and you wrap it around your finger and pinch it. The next step is to pull this piece off your finger and make a little hole or loop for it. Then you send your loop through that and you're there. Now just keep on pinching and give it a little tug and these will come out and you end up with a perfect double overhand loop knot. Now the way you attach this to your line, you've got your hook and you've got the leader that's on that hook. It goes, the loop from the line goes through the loop from the hook. Then the hook goes through the loop from the line and you simply tighten it up and they're attached. Now once you have the hook attached to the end of the line, there's some other pieces like weights and bobbers that you might want to use. Now the split shot is one of the best weights to start with first. In order to put these on a line, the first thing you have to do is open them up, and they have some wings on the back of them. You simply press the back of those wings together and they open up. Use a pair of needle nose pliers, not your teeth, to do this. Some of these are made out of lead, but you can find non-lead alternatives. Even the non-lead alternatives probably aren't that good for your teeth. So you just simply press the wings and it opens up. Then grab your hook and put the split shot maybe 9 to 12 inches above it. Set it around the line and then crimp it. And it's on there. Another piece of equipment that you might want is a bobber. It's a float. That usually goes roughly, it depends on how deep you want to fish. Anywhere from, 12 inches to 6 feet. The way you put this on is you push the red button and this little hook comes up. Then you slide the line through that hook. Then turn the bobber around and push the button on the side again without touching the little spring. And then that little spring or hook comes up. And simply fit it under that. And then it's on. So now you're almost there. You've got a hook, you've got a sinker, and you got a bobber. The next thing you need to do is set the drag. The drag is the thing on the reel that keeps the fish from pulling the line too hard and breaking it. Now you can set it from either really light to very heavy. Now you do that by just first testing it, giving it a tug. If it's set really heavy, you'll try to pull and it will be very difficult or impossible to pull out. Alternatively, if it's too light, you'll pull it and it comes out way too easy, to the point where if you try to reel up a fish, you'll reel and no line will come in. So you want to start somewhere in the middle. So on top of these spin cast reels, there's usually a little knob that you can turn with your finger. It usually has a plus and a minus on it. The plus makes it heavier or harder to pull out, and the minus makes it lighter. So put it somewhere in the middle and just give it a tug until you've got pretty good snug, but not impossible resistance. Then you've got everything you need and you're ready to fish. All right, so you've got your rod set up. You've got a hook and a sinker and a bobber. And now I'm going to teach you how to safely stow it. One of the most common ways that people get a hook in them is the hook's not stowed and they're walking around and this thing is flying around and is catching you or your buddy. So you need to find a way to safely carry this. In order to do this, you need to find a place to put this hook. Now on many of your rods, there are places near the reel or near the reel seat down here where you can place them. If not, you can always place it near the eyelet. The eyelet, again, is the place where the line runs through. Don't put the hook in the eyelet like this. That can damage the eyelet, and if you damage the eyelet, it can nick your line. If you nick the line is weak, but you can hook it into the braces that come up into the eyelet. Now, when you're carrying a rod, it's very easy to break a rod. So you need to know how to carry this thing. The way you don't carry it is like this. This isn't a lance. If you carry it like this, you'll be walking along and boom, it's broken. So carry it tip up. If you're hitting trees, you can carry it tip back. Now if you've got kids, which I do, they don't pay much attention. Have them know where the hook is and put their hands, both hands, away from the hook and hold the rod like this. Well, thanks for watching. Next time we'll talk about how to cast a rod and how to hook a fish. Keep on sending suggestions to Hunt and Fish at AZGFD and go back and see the previous videos if you haven't already seen them. Thanks.